Hey, good morning. This is video number 3 I've made in my series. Today's date, August the 1st, 2017. Just made my second video talking about my goals. This video is going to be talking about what I was trying to talk about at the end of that video about my group idea. Okay, so this is about the group idea. When I think about what I want to do, right now in my mind, this is the way I've got it set up. Somewhere where there's not a lot of people around, um, I've never been to Alaska, so it's hard to say exactly where I want to be. I think I would like to be somewhere near Fairbanks. But being near the ocean also has its appeal because of the fishing that's available there. May not be able to fish as much if I find a piece of land out above Fairbanks that doesn't have access to a river or something like that. And part of my thinking is that I want to rely on the protein of fish to help sustain me through the winters. Um, so, and yeah, I could live above Fairbanks, run down to the ocean, every now and then and do my fishing and bring all my fish back home. I guess I could do that if I really wanted to. I'm just trying to think of the easy way to do it. But my main goal is to be miles away from anybody. Okay. If you could picture, oh wow, the thought of a commune. Am I saying that right? Uh, being somewhere away from everybody and doing your own thing. Now, this is not about religion for me. Yeah, I got a cross around my neck. Yes, I believe in God. I'm from the Baptist belief, but I don't preach it and I don't talk about it that much. Um, and it's just my own personal beliefs. But I wouldn't try to preach this to someone or make something happen around a situation that involved that. So this is just my personal thinking, my personal beliefs, and I'll leave it at that. So when I think about what I want to do, I think about my mindset right now is I know that there's a point above Fairbanks in the inner part that I've read about where the trees start getting scarce, where it's just so cold that trees will not grow. Okay. Um, Take for example, I think Nome, Alaska has this problem. There are not a lot of trees in Nome, Alaska, so the problem is how do you heat your house with wood stove if there are no trees around? Uh, and I need to do some research on that to clear that up. So, you people from Nome, if you're watching this and you think, man, this guy has no clue, well, you're probably right. Okay, and I'll go ahead and apologize for that. But that's my thinking is there's somewhere in Alaska where the trees start getting scarce because they will not grow because it stays so freaking cold all the time and they will not grow. So I need to find a place, number one, that has trees that will allow me to, because one of the things I want to do is I want to build things, and I'm hoping somewhere down the line, if I can make this happen, I want to get some type of sawmill, okay? Some type of sawmill device. I've seen videos on them all the time, and I'll put some pictures up later on of some things I'm talking about of things where I can cut down my trees and make my own timber, make my own lumber to build what I need to build because I don't want to have to run to the store to grab my lumber. So those are things that I want to do in some of my goals in what I want to do. So the idea is the group thing. All right, let's get back to the group thing. I got off subject. I'm sorry. When I get ready to do this, after I've raised enough money and I bought some land, let's just say I get lucky enough to buy my 50 acres of land. All right, I'm going to take about, I don't know. I've lived on 10 acres of land before. I know how big it is. So I'm going to say I'm going to take about 10 acres of land for my own personal use. Okay, do what I want to with for my homestead, for my way of thinking. The other 40 acres I want to divide. And if it's 40 acres, then that's fine. I'm looking at either 5 acres or 10 acres per group to do what they want to with. Okay, 5 acres will be good enough if you're doing it, on a small basis. Let's say you're only going to do it for a year. 5 acres will be good enough. 10 acres will make it more of a life sustaining thing where you're going to be able to do it for a longer period of time. And I'm still debating on whether or not I want to make this a yearly thing or not. Look, I had this idea at first about 365 days in Alaska and making the challenge to people about whether or not they can handle homesteading in Alaska for 365 days. But the reality is this: it's going to take more than 1 year to get a homestead going. Okay. And so that name, although it's a good name and I like it, it's not really going to work for this situation because you're going to sit there and plant your seeds, you're going to build your house, you're going to do all this stuff. It's going to take more than 1 year to get it going. And so if you're looking at this, shooting it for 1 year, and then from the time you start building your homestead till the time your 1 year is done, you're not going to get a lot accomplished. Okay, so I'm scratching the whole 365 days in Alaska thing, and I'm going with the name I got now, my Alaska Homestead Project, because I don't want there to be a time frame. All right, so these groups, when you if I do a big search for people and I put the word out that I'm looking for groups to go with me, my thinking on this is now, number one, they're going to have a year to prepare, to get their stuff straight, to get their money saved, to get their ideas going. I would like for these groups to be just like me, and in that I mean have no idea what they're doing. Okay, I don't want to take someone that's a seasoned veteran who knows how to homestead, has been doing it all their life, and take them up there and do this because that's not the challenge. The challenge and the whole purpose for doing this is teaching and helping teach people like me, people who have no clue what to do. And the best way to learn how to do this stuff is by simply doing it. Okay. You can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but until you actually do it, you're not going to learn as much. And so I want to take I'll use me as an example. I want to take myself. I want to put me in a situation where I got to learn how to do these things. I'm going to video record all the things that I do. I'm going to show the things that work for me and that don't work for me. Okay, they might work for you. They might not work for you. But the point is, you get to learn from my experiences. The same thing with these groups. I want to take these groups. Let's say I take 4 groups. A group meaning one or more people. Okay. If there's a husband and wife with kids, that's fine. If there's a single woman, that's fine. If there's a single man, that's fine. But they are a group. Okay. So a group, whether it be one or more people, has 10 acres of land to do what they want to with. All right. Uh, I don't know if I'm going to call it renting or not. I may say, okay, look, for $1 a month, okay, you're going to rent this piece of land for me. All right, just so we can make it legal. And you're going to get to do whatever you want on this piece of land for X amount of time. All right. Whether or not they last the whole year, whether or not they last the whole winter or not, that is yet to be seen. But so they can, whether they choose to come up and build their own little cabin, whether they bring up a tiny house on wheels, whether they bring up a camper, whether they bring up a tent, whatever they do, they can showcase how they think homesteading should be done in Alaska. Okay. So it's all about learning. What they're going to do is they're going to videotape themselves just like I'm doing. They're going to have a YouTube channel just like I'm doing. This is not about making money for me, folks. This is about learning. And we're going to take it all and put it all together. Yes, there'll be one website where it'll all be there, but they'll also be able to do their own individual thing. Okay. They'll be able to get on there and speak their mind without having to worry about me editing it. Hopefully it'll be clean. There won't be no cussing and there won't be no idiot stuff. But anyway, another minute left. So that's the goal, to look for groups that'll do this with me. Now, I really think in my mind, if I start looking for groups, it's going to take 6 months to a year to find people that I want. Now, who knows? I could put this out there in the newspaper, and within 30 days, I have 100 people that want to do this. Who knows? So the time frame is not really set. So bear with me, okay? All right. I'm going to cut this short again. I'm going to make another video here in just a minute to add on to this because I want to keep these videos short so we're not freaking you out by too much at one time. Plus, it takes forever to download these things to YouTube. So anyway, all right, that's the end of this video. Catch you later.